This series will take you through what you need to know about bicycles and what you need to know about cycling on the road, including what you need to have, your gear, your equipment, choosing the right bike, and how it is to be on the road, and being conscious of what the bike laws are. We are introducing you to another episode called Bike 101. So I will be sharing with you some of the very important tips on how to ride your bike on the road and the rules that we need to know when we are biking. It's important to be safe all the time, and it's important that our equipment is always roadworthy. Bike buddies, they say you can't buy happiness, but riding a bike is pretty close. This episode is the perfect place for one who is new to the world of bike riding. Here are a few simple steps and some handy resources to get you rolling. What do I need to start riding? That's the first question. Think about the essential gear. What do you need to have? So, what do you need? First, pick up the right bike. You don't need to have the latest and greatest bike. You will be surprised about what you can find in a family or friend's shed or garage. If that's no good, you can also try secondhand or chat to your local bike shop about an easy ride. Any bike can get you started for as long as it's roadworthy, the brakes are working, and the tires aren't worn out. Some of these things can be fixed yourself, but you can always visit a local bike shop to look for new parts and make things work for your bike as long as it fits your budget. If you are sourcing a bike secondhand, here are some guides to sizing up the right fit for you. So this diagram here shows what bike is best for you. So let me walk you through this very useful diagram. Now, when you start riding, it will be mainly for either recreation or transport. Now, let's start with this diagram on the left. It says recreation. Would you prefer to mainly ride on roads or off-roads? For example, shared trails. Okay? So if you plan to do trails, what do you think you will value the most in a bike? Is it performance or versatility? If you say performance, the right bike for you is a mountain bike. If you prefer versatility, the right bike for you is a hybrid bike. Now, if you choose roads, all right? So what do you think you will value the most in a bike if you're riding on roads? If you value speed, then the bike for you is a road bike. If you value versatility, the right bike for you will be the hybrid bike. Now, if you value comfort, then the right bike for you is the commuter bike. So that's an easy rider bike. You can have a folding bike or any types of commuter bike. Now, if you're after for a bicycle that you will use for transport, would you prefer to mainly ride on roads or bike paths? That's the question. So if you will be riding your bike for transport and you will be using it on roads, then your choice would be, again, we go back to that diagram. If you value speed, you go for a road bike. If you value versatility, you go for a hybrid bike. If you value comfort, you go for a commuter bike. Now, if you're using it on bike paths, if you value comfort, that's the commuter bike. That's the right fit for you. If you value versatility, there's the hybrid bike for you. So these are the choices of what types of bike that would fit you based on your needs. Now let's go to the other essential gears aside from the bike. So you would also need a helmet. So a helmet is required for safety purposes. Don't ride without a helmet. it's suicidal to ride without a helmet. So if you can spend money for an expensive bike, don't scrimp yourself on a helmet. Buy a helmet that's up to your national standards. So whatever the law requires, buy that kind of helmet. So helmets can vary according to your needs. So it can be like this one with a visor, or it could be like this one. Doesn't have a visor, but mostly this one's used for road biking. Okay, so it's kind of aerodynamic, no visors, but it's super light and it's up to standards. And this is another type of helmet here. Yes, now I should tell you that helmets vary in size, so pick one that fits your head right. Okay, and if you go on trails, you'd probably need a different helmet. Okay, so that's another thing that you should remember for the essential gear. Number 2 is a helmet. And then you would need lights. Okay, let me show you over here. So I got some lights here. Okay, if I can bring that closer. Okay, can you see that? Oh, there you go. That's blinking lights. It should be red. Okay, so aside from your tail light, you must have your front light. Choose an LED light. That's it. Not only that it's bright, it will help you go through and be noticeable on the road. What else do you need? Other than the essentials, there are also those nice to have gear, and among them it's good to have gloves. Okay, gloves that are highly visible can also help you. And you also would need some, if you're going on a long ride, a padded lycra shorts or pants will help a lot, so that it will prevent soreness. It's good to have that. And you have to have some spare tubes. Just, you'll never know if you'll have some flat tires. And it's good to have some basic tools. Alright, like what's in my toolkit. I got this for my tires when I'm changing, when I have a flat on the road. These are handy things. You might need some CO2, so instantly you don't need a foot pump, you don't need a pump, so you can easily use your CO2 to pump air into your punctured tire. And it's also good to have this. Comes in handy. Of course, that's your bike pump, just in case you have punctures. It happens anytime. You'll never know. All right. So again, it's practical to carry around with you your handy tools. Other essentials for security purposes, you can have your bike lock like this. It's important that you have that so your bike is secure, whether you are outdoors, when you park your bike outdoors, or when you're at home. Okay, so that's it. I think we have covered practically everything that we need to know, basically, when we start our riding life. So enjoy your bicycle, enjoy the ride life, but always keep safe every time you ride. Bike buddies. Those are the essential and the most basic things you need to know when you are biking for the first time. And always remember, when you are on the road, always be aware of your surroundings. Ride safely all the time. And that's the first edition of our series, Bike 101. If sports is your passion, consider subscribing to this channel. I'm your sports buddy, Neil Bravo. Thanks for watching.